A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twin Flame Union and Twin Flame Universe, because this particular video would go on both the channels. As you can see, the title has flashes of light written over there. Now, I want to share with you people that in the ascension journey, sometimes it will happen with you also, that you will have some kind of mystical experience. But whenever that mystical experience happens, how to know that it's a genuine mystical experience? You will not feel scared at all. You'll not feel scared, you'll not feel negative, and it will not stop you from whatever you are doing. Sometimes it's a validation of something, that you are on the right path. In the past also, certain times, some mystical experiences were captured on video. When I was making the video, I did not know that they are happening or they would happen. I have already shared one such video where I've spoken about extraterrestrial presence near Begnes Lake. So Begnes Lake is a place in Pokhara. It's in Nepal. I feel it's a very magical place. And I had a lot of mystical experiences in that area, and I lived there for a good amount of time, for a few months actually. And during those months, I was completely detached with the whole world. I had no attachment with the 3D reality, and I thought that this is it. This is it. Now I'm clear. Now I've got what I wanted to get, and that's it. I'm going to live my life in the mountains. And surprisingly, at that point in time, I was getting a lot of money from God knows how I was making money, but I was making money, good money, with honest means and without doing any amount of hard work or anything. And then it was my dream to open up a place like a center in the hills of Nepal somewhere, and get all the people over there and things like that. Actually, my idea was to help children, because I've always wanted to work with children and animal and children. Animals are my number one priority. Number one priority is animals. But I was thinking that maybe I should do something for children. However, sometimes we think a lot of things we'll do and we also get the resources. Surprisingly, there was a friend of mine who was from another country. He met someone who said that he has a huge property in Pokhara and he wants to give it for free. Not even money was involved. He said he wants to lease it out. He will make a proper lease, a proper contract, but he'll give it out for free for 15 years. So for 15 years, we can use the property, and basically he wanted someone to live in that property, which would help, for the caretaking. So our responsibility was to take care of the property, and in exchange, we could use the property for whatever work. And he really liked the idea. And my friend, by chance, he just happened to share with that man that, there's a friend of mine, she's from India, she's living here and she wants to do something like this, and she's looking for a place and she doesn't mind paying the rent and this and that. And he said, oh, no, if this is the thing she wants to do, then she can take up my place, because I'm not able to manage such a big place. I have many other places too. It would be nice if you guys take it up, you run it, whatever you want to do, you do it, but I'll make a proper formal lease for it. Okay. But what happened at that time was that my father got cancer. He fell very sick, and the same person who wanted to live a life detached from the whole world, nothing to do with anyone, no family relationships, no this, no that, although I obviously love my family like all of us do, and I was also taking all the responsibilities that I wanted to take or I could take. There was no running away from any responsibilities. But I thought that, now I just want to live this type of a lifestyle, away from everyone, away from the world, living near the water body. I love water, by the way. So living near a lake in the middle of the mountains, and the lifestyle was very active. So automatically health was not a, concern, because there was good food. The water used to come from the mountains as cold water springs, and the water was so chill. So now, why am I talking about these things in this particular session? It's very important, because see, I can only tell you guys my personal experience. I cannot talk about other people's experiences, even though during reading sessions we have had many mystical experiences. And many people have been shocked by what they have received in the reading. Some of the times they told me that this is exactly what I was thinking. I had even written it down, but I wanted to hear it from someone else. So the point that I'm trying to make is that, are we doing it? Is the reader doing it, or is the querent doing it? Nobody is doing it. We are not doing it. Source is doing it, your spirit guides are doing it, and they are giving you some kind of a answer, some kind of a sign, a very strong sign that you cannot even deny. Because when you hear it from another person's mouth, you are like, oh my God, how did this happen? And for the reader also it is shocking, because the reader has no idea that this is what is going to pop up in the reading, or this is how I will feel after the reading or during the reading. It is very shocking. So this is not being said from a point of view, because to be very honest, some of the querents I get during my readings, they are also very advanced souls. Some of them are healers, some of them are twin flamers, star seeds, ascensioners. So they also have good amount of intuitive abilities. And it's interesting because they are going through an ascension process. So we are all basically in it together. Now, very recently I shared a video which I've just shared. It's called Karmic Relationships. It's on karmic relationships. You can check out that video. Interestingly, when I was making the video, there were 3 flashes of light, big flashes of light, and the third one was the biggest. The first time it happened, I didn't notice it. The second time it happened, I was looking down somewhere. Maybe I was reading something, or I don't know what I was doing. But the third time it happened, it was so bright that I could not ignore it. And I have also mentioned it under the where the captions are, that this is a flash of light, third flash of light. Now, you can only reach to that video, or you'll only understand that why this caption is written if you are on this channel and you happen to be on this particular video. Then you would get to know. So you can go and check out that video and you'll figure out that something like this, or these type of things have happened, and they keep happening. So there is no possibility, and I've also kept the original recording. I don't think I'll delete it. I've kept the original recording also, because when I was doing the editing, that's when I found out that there were 2 flashes of light even before the third one happened. So when the third one happened, I literally stopped and I said, what was that? How did the light flash? Because in my room, I have a table, and near the table we have those decorative lights, and there are just 2 lights, and that's it. And when I make the video, sometimes I just use one light which is in front of my face. So there is no such lighting setup, where the light would become so bright and literally be like yellow. And so this was very, 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 very interesting for me to see. And I thought that I must share it with everyone over here, whosoever gets to know. Because not all videos are viewed by everyone. Even if we have 11,000 subscribers right now on this channel, but all 11,000 people don't listen to all the channelings. And this is also an interesting thing. I find it very interesting. I always find these type of things interesting, that there could be so many subscribers or so many viewers, so many people in the twin flame community, but not everyone understands a particular channeling, and not everyone reaches to that particular channeling. Whatever is meant for people, whether it triggers them, whether they hate it, or whether they love it, or whether they like it, whatever is meant for them, it will reach to them through whatever means and through whatever resources. Okay. Now, when I receive the download, I know some of you also go through this experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, or just let me know if you are also going through this. Sometimes you get this very strong piercing sound in your ears. It's like, oh, that type of a sound, It's a strong signal that is being sent to you. And when that signal touches your ears, that time everything around you will become silenced. It will get silenced. Even if you're talking to other people, nobody else will hear it, but only you will hear it. Okay, so these are downloads and frequencies that are being sent by the benevolent extraterrestrials. Sometimes they are sent right in the middle of the conversation so that you stop. We tend to share way too many things at times which we should not share. Sometimes that is the reason. Secondly, when we stop and listen to it, so when the download is being sent, when that sound, that piercing sound happens in your ears, one of your ear will ring, okay? That's the time you should just keep quiet and you should let it sink in so that you receive the complete download. Now, once a lady was sitting with me and we were just talking and a very strong download was sent to me. Sometimes the downloads are light, sometimes the downloads are very strong. It was so strong, or it was done in purpose, I think, for my validation's sake also and for her also, I don't know, that she also heard it and she also literally saw a sort of a wave going through my ears, into my ears, a string of, but she could not see it. So from her visible eyes, she could not see it, but from her intuitive eyes, she could see it clearly. And she said it to me that I also heard. So is this how you receive the downloads sometimes? I said sometimes I receive like this, but there are many other ways. It's not just one specific way you receive downloads. But what shocked me was that another person also saw it. Another person who was sitting with me having a conversation, because it's the first time someone else could see that or feel that I am getting a download. I've been receiving downloads in front of 10 people, but not everyone gets to find out that, okay, this is a download. So it could be any reason. Sometimes these type of things happen in front of other people because other people are very, you can say, doubtful of you, or doubtful of the whole process, or doubtful of these gifts and abilities. So things happen in front of them so that they also get to know that this is not woo-woo stuff. This is not fake stuff. This is real stuff. So if you're thinking that somebody is sitting in front of you talking these things, because it's not some people's fault also, because there are so many scammers also. Even I have met so many scammers. I have also met so many people who have probably read all the books that are available in the planet. But you can see with their behaviors, with their action, reaction, response, they will not know that you can bifurcate through their actions and behaviors. They are going to act like the perfect person. And sometimes these type of people, on the pretext of being spiritual or on the pretext of exchanging energy or, healing you, they sometimes have sex with you. Or they make you perform some kind of sexual activity with them. Because all these negative entities or energies, they get the best energy when they have sex with someone. So they meet a twin flamer, say you are a divine feminine or a divine masculine. Divine feminine should never have sex with just about anyone. Even if that person is amazing, even if that person, not even with the twin flame. Initially, when the twin flame is not yet healed, in many cases it happens, the twin flame is not yet healed. He is still going through some kind of lusty things. He has not understood yet what true love is, what unconditional love is. So he thinks that, we should do this, I should have fun with this girl, I should enjoy with this girl. So that's the time the feminine should question, is he making out with me or making love with me because he really loves me? Is it natural and organic, or is it full of lust? Many a times the DM also run away after doing these things with the feminine. They enjoy, they have a good time, and then they run away. If they run away, actually it's a very good thing. Trust me. Because then the feminine can work on herself and she can heal her sacral chakra better. Because now she knows that he ran away from me after he had sex with me, after he had a good time with me. He got what he wanted from me and now he's vanished into thin air. He's ghosted me or whatever he wanted to do. So this is the moment she will get a complete validation and affirmation from the universe that, okay, now I definitely need to do my sacral chakra healing, because he would be probably with someone else, or he could be dating someone else, and he must have fooled the divine feminine also. He could be having a secret relationship with her, or he could be having clandestine relationships with other people. He could even be confused about their sexuality. He could be thinking that, he is not heterosexual, but he gets attracted to the divine feminine very deeply, so he wants to try it out or whatever. There could be many things that play out. But why they play out is because there is shame and guilt which is stored as energy in the sacral chakra of the divine feminine. So basically, there are a lot of mystical things that will happen with you also. But always remember, whenever a mystical phenomenon happens with you, if you are not at all scared, if it's a very normal situation for you, it's like you can just continue with whatever you're doing, then that's definitely being sent from the spirit realm, from the spirit guides, from your masters. And in this video, the one in karmic relationship, I don't think it's only sent for me. I think it's sent for everyone who's working with me over here. Some of the people come to me for a reading, some of the people take therapy, but there are some people who just learn through the channelings also. And there's nothing wrong in that, you know. I'm happy with any which way. Whether you come to me or whether you use the channelings, my work is being done. Whatever my work is, whatever they want me to do. Okay. So this is like telling everyone else also. Because if you see the flashes of light in that particular video, you will be amazed to see that it's not some kind of a effect. It's not some kind of a filter. And that's the reason why I have kept the original video also. Just the way I had kept the previous video. So when I was in Pokhara, someone drowned me in water. And when I was being drowned, that whole process got videotaped, got recorded on my camera. I had a DSLR camera, and just by chance, I kept it in front of the lake near a water spring. And I thought that it would have probably 10 minutes or 5 minutes of space. So, you know, it will record and it will switch off. But it went on for more than an hour, and it ended right where it ended. There are some sounds that got recorded, and they are not normal sounds. They are not the sounds which were from the background or from some music or anything. And the sounds are very eerie. Although it didn't scare me, but that day somebody drowned me in water, like purposely. So there was a guy, I remember very well, he was, I felt it, and I don't think I'm wrong about it. I felt that he was like a hybrid person. So the dark energies could use him for his work. And when I was in the water, we were all playing in the water, we were just having a good time. I told him I cannot swim. I cannot swim in the deep water. I can float and I can do other things, but I cannot swim. And there is another story attached with it, which I'll tell you some other time. But I clearly told him that, and he said, okay. Now, other friends also knew that, okay, she cannot swim in the deep water. So, you know, just don't take her over there. If I used to swim with them, then I used to wear some kind of a belt or something, or I would carry a water bed and I would just hang in on the water bed. Using the water bed, I used to swim around in the deep lake also. And it's a very deep lake. Some very good swimmers would also say that, you know, it's not easy to go so deep into this lake. So what he did was he carried me and he dropped me in the middle of the lake. He had no idea that it was being recorded. If I actually produce it in the police or something, he would have gotten arrested there and then. Okay. But he dropped me in the middle of the lake, and then he pretended like nothing has happened. Nothing happened, and he started talking to his other friends. And many times in his eyes, I saw that dark demonic energy. I wanted to tell him, and maybe I tried to tell him also in my own way, but I told him that whatever you're doing, don't do it. He told me that he wants to be a pop star, he wants to be a famous singer, so he's, you know, out there all by himself trying to learn music. Sometimes he would take the drums and he would play the same beat throughout the night. And there was another guy from Africa who was also doing ascension work. So he was also in that place for some time. It was a very quiet place away from the city in the middle of the village, where some of the people like us were literally stuck over there for some reason. Again, a long story, I'm not going to get into that. So I saw that dark demonic energy in him, and I told him that I was just talking, why does he play the same beat like whole night? How can somebody play the same beat for 12 hours? It used to disturb me also when I would sleep. So my other friend said that, you know, I think he's practicing something. He's learning something weird. We don't know what it is. So I met him one day and I told him that, you know, why are you doing all this? What's your reason? Because we are doing it for ascension. We are here, we are meditating, we are going to the Vipassana center, we are doing certain courses. You know, we are here for a reason. What is your reason? just traveling, being a hippie, backpacking also is a good enough reason, but somehow looking at him, I did not get that energy. And then he told me that I want to be a famous pop star, and to get my desire fulfilled, I'm doing all these things. I said, okay, great, fine, who am I to stop you? But please don't play it whole night because it disturbs my sleep. And then we all went to the lake, and otherwise he was a very sweet guy. So when that demonic energy would work through him, I don't think he would even realize what he's doing. So when he picked me up and dropped me in the water, literally to kill me, I don't think he realized it because he never turned around to see if I'm still alive or I'm struggling or not. It was just by chance that there was another girl over there, and she just said, where is she? She was right here, where is she? And she and my hands, and everything is recorded in the video. That is the crazy part. I saw it and I could not breathe for a second. I had that to swallow my breath. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. If I would have died. So I could see two of my hands, out in the water trying to ask for help. And slowly my hands went down. And I remember that scene when I was in the water, my eyes were open and I could see underwater, and I just said to myself that, all right then, it's my time to die or it's my time to leave. Fine, I surrender. I give up. I don't want to struggle, because I was struggling really hard to get out. And I said, I don't want to struggle, I'll give up. And that very moment, this girl, she started looking for me, and she said, where is she, where is she? She found me, she got me out, and while she was trying to get me out, even she got drowned. Because sometimes it happens, you should, I don't know, my mom was teaching me that if in case something like this happens, never go from the other side, always try to catch hold of the person from the back. But maybe she was just so desperate to save me at that time. She started getting drowned too, because we were both so heavy. We both could not we could not come out of the water. And then another guy came in and he took us out, both of us out. So that's the level of trouble, the suffering we went through. All three of us, the one who saved us, this girl and me. Now this girl that I'm talking about, even she told me that she has certain gifts, and she could, see those things in people. Like if she's talking to you, she would see sometimes wings behind you, she would see sometimes a crown on your head, or she would see the face changes, she would see something, strange things. And she was struggling herself, and she told me that I struggle a lot with this problem, because sometimes I get scared and it happens on its own, out of the blue. So she was the one who ended up saving me, and there was no chance that if she would not have saved me that day, I would have survived. There's no chance. So later on, we had a fight with that guy, like, why would you do this? We didn't fight at that time, at that very moment. He was like, oh, I didn't even know. I thought you were joking. I thought you were just kidding about not knowing to swim. So I said, how can you do this? How can you just drop a person in the middle of the lake and then later on say that I thought you're joking about not knowing how to swim? Like, wouldn't you at least check on them after you drop them in the water? So all these things are recorded, and I obviously did not share the whole thing because it can be very disturbing for people to watch, and it's disturbing. But it was also very interesting. It taught me one thing for sure, that no matter how much dark the energy is and how much they try to trouble you, but if you surrender to God, the moment you surrender, they'll lift you up, they'll pick you up. Or maybe you don't even need to surrender. If you have the masters, if the masters got your back, they will figure out a way to help you out. So underwater, when I opened my eyes, when I could see the water, all I could remember was, it's my time to go, but I'm not gonna struggle now. I'm done. I'm trying to struggle so hard. Although this girl told me that I was struggling a lot, but mentally, in my soul, I wasn't struggling. So these and many such mystical experiences have happened in my life, and I know if you are an ascensioner, if you are a twin flamer, if this is your last life on this planet and you're here for a purpose, you're here for some mission, you also go through mystical experiences. The best way to live every day is ask for protection, do a prayer for protection. Ask your masters, your spirit guides to be with you. Ask Lord Sri Ram and Sita to take care of you. And just surrender. Live your life. These mystical experiences will only give you more power and more strength and more confidence. Because sometimes in our journey it has happened with me also in the past, and I read the comments, people have told me it is happening to them even now. Some of them are going through it, or it has happened with them in the past. That they know that metaphysics is the right type of knowledge to seek, or they know that there is a twin flame phenomena going on, or they know that they can shift into something better using their mind, or changing their identity, or leaving the identity, not being so attached, and that God exists and that angels exist and mystical experiences happen. But when they try to explain to their own people, their own folks, it's like they either receive a good banter, or they receive like, you are a crazy person, are you a psycho, what is wrong with you, these things don't happen. Like the other day I was telling one of my aunt, when the soul dies, it goes to a resting place and it will rest over there for some days, and all the spirit guides and all the other souls who have crossed over, they'll all come to receive the soul. I was saying all these things, and suddenly my aunt, she just got flabbergasted, and she said, none of this happens, okay? Don't think about these things. Don't think about all these stupid things. Once a person is dead, it's dead. That's it. It's over. So, better is to not explain anything. Just be quiet. Best is when you find it funny. When you've reached that space, when you're talking to people something meaningful about metaphysics, and they make fun of you, you're talking about spirit realm, you're talking about your experiences. And I'm not talking about crazy experiences, okay? Because somebody the other day told me that I have a spirit boyfriend and I'm having sex with my spirit boyfriend. Now, I'm not talking about these type of weird things. I'm talking about genuine things, okay? Maybe for that person, this experience could be very real, but now they are connecting it with a twin flame journey, that I have a twin flame partner, and then I have some spirit boyfriend also, and he also has a spirit girlfriend, and he has a real girlfriend who's a karmic girlfriend, and in reality he's telling me, don't you dare come to me, I don't want to talk to you, but I keep stalking him, I keep thinking about him, and I want to go to him, and in my dreams I'm doing this with him, that with him, and my spirit boyfriend is getting jealous of it now, blah blah blah. Now this is something where you lose grip with reality. Now you need to come back to reality, because reality is a combination of mind, body and soul. So as much as we need good food for our body, we need to exercise, we also need mental food. When we exercise, exercising is a must for all ascensioners. Please make a note of it. It might sound like a very simple thing, but it's not. You need physical exercise every day, because your life is not like everybody else. Physical exercise, maybe a dance workout, maybe a walk in the nature, maybe doing some physical work. It will release any stuck up, pent up energy in you. And you will also form a very strong discipline in your life. When you have that type of discipline, when you have that type of energy release every day, you could be very lethargic, you could be very lazy, you might not have any energy, you could be having stiff neck, stiff back, stiff knees or something. Just play a nice peppy song and dance. Just dance. Just chill. Go out, smell the flowers, look at the butterflies. Do something. Don't just sit in your dark night. Don't sit in your dark zone. Sometimes these dark nights, when they turn into subtle dark nights, they are not that hardcore. They find another way, like they'll find other ways to lower your energy. You'll feel very lazy, very tired, very groggy. You won't feel like doing anything whatsoever. And the whole day will go away like that. And at the end of the day, then you will experience the feeling of guilt and shame. You'll curse yourself, you do this every day, you're so this, you're so that, look at you. That's what we don't want to do. We don't want to go through these type of negative feelings which bring us down. Alright? So this is all I wanted to say in this particular channeling session. Go and check out that video, the one on karmic relationships. It's on my channel, the Suna Moon Vlogs, where I share ascension content only. Sometimes not all content is related to the channeling, so there's a separate channel for this. You please go and check it out and let me know how you feel about the flashes of light. Enjoy. It could also be the universe talking to you, telling you that these things happen, and sometimes they just get recorded on camera. So one love and peace out.